where are you? Jazz! Ah, there you are. Hello. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Good. I'm alright, thank you very much. Not too bad, not too bad. So, what are we going to try first? You're going to tell us about some of your gorgeous beer.
Might as well, why not?
Let's do it. Thank you so much for inviting us here to Craft Inn. What a gorgeous bar, it's amazing.
Thank you very much for trying our best.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's such a brilliant atmosphere as well. And you came into this with a huge amount of experience from elsewhere. You were in marketing before, is that right?
Yeah, so I did. I ran my own graphics design and marketing company. Before that I worked for a couple of others, and then it kind of ended up just segueing more and more with my interest in beer. I don't know whether the jobs pushed me or I pushed the jobs, but this is what ended up.
But that passion for beer was always there.
Yeah, definitely.
So how did you make that big transformation, that big transition from marketing to having your own bar? Realistically,
I was already doing bar work when I was younger. I was in and out of bar work anyway. I've always enjoyed it. It's always been fun for me to do like festivals and things on the side as well. And then the opportunity to come and work here came up, and I didn't know anything about crafting whatsoever. Had no understanding, but knew it was in Bearwood.
Okay.
I was like, that's very interesting for a bar in Bearwood, because I remember growing up around here, all my friends were around here, we used to go and skate in Lockwood's Park.
Yeah.
And I was like, to push an idea of a craft beer bar in Bearwood seems brilliant, because I know how many people are into their ales, into their beers, and how good the community is. Nice. So it was kind of, now do I go and carry on doing the marketing end that I've been doing non-stop and I'm getting a bit sick of just making promotional material, or do I go back to bar work? And yeah, this called me, and this is what I ended up going for. And
I'm just worked together. So you've been part of the Bearwood community for a long time.
Yeah.
What is it about this community that draws people here, do you think, and that makes it work for a business like this?
Community. Like it's massively community, in the sense that every single aspect of the place seems to be so neighbourhood, but not in a cliquey way. I think is the best way of putting it. We've got such a diverse mixture of people, so like so many different involved areas, and then families then doing their own businesses and everything else, and just watching that grow. Yeah. I think realistically the place thrives on the people. Definitely.
So if other people wanted to come and set up a business like this, like a bar, a cafe, what would you say to them? What does Bearwood offer them?
A very warm welcome. Realistically, be prepared to dig in and get to know your people, because that is it. Everyone likes to chat, everyone's very personable. There is a high interest in what's going on around here by the community as well. There's always talk of always this happening, always there's something happening here, and that in itself kind of drives it organically. Yeah. So it's really lovely, isn't it? Because there's that passion, and I think everybody in Bearwood just wants to drive other people's passion as well.
Definitely, which is fantastic. So for you, I mean, obviously beer is a huge passion for you, Jazz.
Guilty.
And right there with you as well. I love my beer. So tell us about what you offer here, because you've got your own brewery, and then you also bring beers from other people's breweries too. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, so my brewery is obviously our brewery. We originally opened the Craft Inns, and then the idea was to always have our own active brewery. So we started off with our Pilsner, our Czech-based Pilsner, which is a core range to this day. It's probably one of our highest sellers. Then we've got a golden ale called Waves, which is 4.5 golden ale. Really, really good if you want kind of a hybridy beer. If you want something a bit more hoppy, but still that kind of crispy end to it, easily crushable. Then we've also done many pales, all variant hops. We've got stouts, we've done sours, we've done milkshake IPAs, which no one really understands what they're expecting from that one.
Has it got milk in it?
So it has like a lactose agent in it.
Okay.
But realistically, it's more from an oat blend. I mean, the style differs. Some have got lactose, some don't. But it's usually used from an oat and wheat grain blend off, which ends up creating like more of a milky, creamy sort of edge to it.
I'm trying to imagine this.
We've got one on tap at the moment.
Have you?
Yeah, we've got a raspberry.
Might have to have a little try of this.
They're very interesting beers. That one, A little bit more Marmite, because as you can imagine, selling that idea as a general is a bit, but a lot of people do like the style, so it's something we really push.
Well, it's good to have the variety, isn't it? Is that, I mean, what would you say to people as well who maybe they might have their favourite sort of beer that they tend to go to all the time? I mean, for example, like a pale ale, like Hogarth, or a Weiss beer like Hogarth, for example.
Yes.
Why is it important for them to try your Weiss beers and your pale ales compared with the sort of better known ones?
There's so much more out there. There's so much more. Like, don't get me wrong, we've all got our foundations and starts for interests in beer styles, and I can't take it away. I still like a nice crispy lager, of course I do. But there's so many different versions out there.
When you've got a smaller brewery as well, is the quality better on the whole?
You've got, I mean, sweeping statement, but from my end, craft beer is king, because you've got smaller amounts, you've got more attention to the actual ingredients, your hop list is normally going to be a lot more dedicated. You have the ability to put more into it instead of just doing hectolitres and hectolitres of the same thing constantly. It does make it ever so slightly pricier, but it all measures out, that's it.
Definitely worth it. Wonderful. And now tell us about your flight nights, because for anybody in Bearwood or beyond who wants to come and experience some of your delicious tasting beers, flight night is the perfect place to start, right? So what is it? So
because we have 16 taps on, the best way of possibly trying what we've got on and the best choices that you would like is we have 4 1/3 pint glasses like that.
Okay.
From anything from the board, and on the Thursday it's now 4 for 3, so you get the last one will always be discounted. We do them all week through, but to be honest, it wasn't like a cheeky discount. So.
Well, absolutely, definitely. So every Thursday.
Every single Thursday.
Yeah, that's awesome, and that's going to continue forevermore, right?
I can't see it going away.
Yeah, it's a brilliant way to come and try new things, try new beers, try new flavours. Maybe have a little bit of the milkshake one.
Exactly. Opens your palate up a lot more to trying things instead of having to just jump straight in with a bigger beer and maybe possibly regretting it if it's not to your palate. But yeah.
That's the sound of that. Can we try a little bit?
Go on then.
Yeah.
Go on. So you've got a nice mixed range there.
Alright.
This one here, that is a guava and... How did I forget my own beer? Brilliant. It's not at all. Too many guavas on there. So that one there is a mango and papaya pale ale.
Mango and papaya. I'm excited about this.
That is a fruity boy.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And actually, when you hear mango and papaya, you think, oh, is it going to be too sweet? But it's not at all, is it?
So
it's really smooth.
No added artificial sugarings, flavourings, anything like that. It's all puree, and you pop the puree in.
It's a really silly question, but so
all in the brewing process.
Okay.
Yeah. All goes into the FE, all gets mixed around lovely.
Tell us what the FE is.
So the FE is the fermentation valve. So that's where you put. That's where you brew your beer. That's where your inoculation happens. That's where your mash happens. That's where all the good things.
It's all very technical. What's a mash? That's a type of dance, isn't it?
So the mashing process is normally your hops, your yeast, your whole base, and then it all goes into inoculation. All gets put into to continue the brew, and then it's left in the FE till it's all good and ready to go, and that's it.
That is so tasty. I wasn't meant to spit that out. It's not like wine tasting.
There's no sharing.
Big fan of that. That's delicious. And what's next?
So next on the list is our raspberry milkshake pale.
Oh, this is the milkshake.
That's the milkshake. Yeah.
Yes. There we go. Got my funny bone then.
So again, no artificial additives, no flavourings. It is all just raspberry puree, and I believe ours has got a little bit of lactose agent in.
Ooh.
So you see what I mean by creaming off? Yeah.
Yeah, that's really lovely, and it's unexpected as well.
Yes, it is.
Raspberry milkshake.
So our range of milkshake pales are more leaning towards an ice cream base. So they got that sort of creamy end, the slight sugaring, and then it sort of goes into tart edge.
It's like a little raspberry ripple.
That's it.
These guys are so jealous. Marcus and Alex about that going, I want to try this. This is lovely. Okay. Right, so that is the raspberry.
Yep.
Beautiful. What have we got
So we're next on to one of our session pales, which we do quite a lot in rotation. They're always different hops. That is a 3.4, quite smashable hazy pale.
Okay, nice.
You'll always see one of those on, always.
Oh, that's like lemon. Is that citrusy?
Yeah, it's got a citrus element to that one, definitely.
Ooh, wow, that's like a really posh lager top.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's lovely. Oh, I like that. I'd come back to that one as well.
Now this is where we get interesting.
Okay,
so now we're into sour territory. I mean, they're all interesting, of course, but this is quite divisive between beer drinkers, because there are some people who absolutely love sours, and some people who despise them.
Okay, so what's this one called? This one's...
So this, that one is actually called the Breeze. So it is a guava.
Oh, so see,
guava
so this
and passion fruit. Yeah.
This is the divisive one, or this is the divisive
That one.
This one, okay. Oh, I'm intrigued now. Okay.
As I say, a little bit Marmite, but if you love sours, it is a very good sour.
Ooh. I don't think I've ever tried a sour before.
A lot of people are starting to get more into sour ales because it's a really, really interesting...
So what makes it soured? Because I mean, it's
Again,
delicious.
Brew process, it's all down to the elements within the brew process. So it's down to its yeasting, it's down to what hopping you're doing to it that can get brought out as a soured beer. And then obviously any fruit or adjuncts you add additionally.
Oh, I like it. I like it very much. Right, I'm going to go and have a little... Because this one's quite sour in its taste, but it's not classed as a sour beer.
No.
Oh, I love that lemon. That's really gorgeous. So what would you serve up with this? Because you do... And I know we're going to be talking more in a little bit. You do lots of different foods here. They all go alongside. They're all part of the independent Bearwood as well.
Definitely.
What would you recommend eating with one of these?
So if you were going to do a flight board, I would probably try and time it when I'm doing cobs on a Thursday, because I do Posh Crafty Cobs, which is constantly in rotation. Or, like cheese is always good. Anything with a little bit added salt, because it's always nice to sort of reset, salt your palate.
We'd want a Cody's Daddy boards go down well.
Exactly that. Like a lot of the things on Cody's boards, like if you look at the olives, like if you tried his almond olives.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing.
So good.
Yes, they're so good.
Like some of those as a little side dish for something like that, perfect to complement, like works really well.
Beautiful. Well, cheers to that. I'm going to have some more. And even if you're not into beers, Jazz, I mean, you've got so much on offer here. So tell us about your extensive gin menu. Do you have any favourites? Yeah,
so obviously we can't just survive on beer alone, and some people are a little bit against the hops. So we have got a really, really large and ever-growing gin list. My favourites, I would probably go for anything from Bus, but we've got Bus Peach in at the moment, which is really, really nice. So it's still quite high on the botanic ends, but it's got a lovely blended off peach flavour. It goes really, really well with either the elderflower tonic, or if you wanted to avoid adding anything too additional, you could always go for just straight up normal premium.
Oh, nice. Am I seeing a Jaffa Cake gin over there?
You are indeed, yeah.
How have I never known about Jaffa Cake gin?
That one goes down very well actually, especially on the weekends. So normally that's quite a little bit sweeter. People like to have it mainly with lemonade, or you can do it with Mediterranean tonic if you wanted to add a little bit more of a citrus kick to it. Nice. But it's normally higher on the sweet end and later on into the night.
Is it made with real Jaffa Cakes?
It's, as far as I know, it has actually got infused Jaffa Cakes from it. Yeah.
This is very intriguing. And is a Jaffa Cake a cake or a biscuit?
No, that's the age-old question.
It is.
I'm sitting on the fence. I'm sitting on the fence. Look, there's enough of a battle in my life about cobs or baps, or so I don't need anything else.
I'm glad you're talking about cobs and baps, because that's where we're going next. mean, the atmosphere in here is incredible. So you've done an amazing job. How did it all come together? What's you? What's the people? Talk to us about it.
It's a decent mixture now, to be honest. When we first started up, we'd just got a mural on the wall. We got the paintings behind us. We were always going to put can labels on, but as it's gone on, it's just naturally kind of grown and progressed.
So, and every one of these can labels has been drunk in this establishment.
Yeah, there's not one on the wall that hasn't been consumed in this venue. So
That's amazing.
everything here is drunk on site.
We
do also do takeaways. I know the number.
Oh, do you?
But I can't say because I'm going to be doing a.
You're going to do a competition?
Competition, yeah.
Ah, that's exciting.
So I'm keeping that one stumped for the moment.
That's a nicer way of doing sweets in the jar. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Cans on the wall. That's it.
So we were talking about, I mean, obviously, when people come here, Jazz, it's a lovely place to be. You feel relaxed straight away. What do you want your customers to feel like when they come here?
Yeah, so in my eyes, I always wanted this to be a very community-led bar. Like it's a neighbourhood bar. That's what it is. That's position-wise perfect. So it was the idea of all the kind of the good factors of what you used to have at like social clubs and things like that, and you know, down the road pub, and sticking it into something that offers a bit more variety. I never wanted it to be snobby or pretentious or anything just because we're selling craft beer and that's got a slight edge to it where people presume that's where it's going to lean.
Okay.
So the beer's always important, but the venue's more than just that.
Definitely. It's so inclusive and everyone's welcome here, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and we can see that even with your loo doors. And what are you going to be doing with that? You're going to be redecorating?
Yeah, so when we do the redecorate, we're deciding what we're going to do, but we're going to put more symbols on just to confuse things even harder. But we like the fact that we've got 3 set cubicles, and obviously they're not specific to anyone anyway, but just so if people want the designated, there's designated theirs, but the 3rd cubicle is gender neutral.
Amazing.
And so it should be.
Yeah, definitely. It's fantastic. And I mean, a community bar, a community place to come and eat and drink. What's really exciting, you're a bit of a pioneer with this, really, and I think you're such a huge part of the community because you bring in lots of other independent businesses to what you do here. So you've got your tapas nights with Tamu. We were chatting with Cody's as well. Cody's, you do your deli boards with them.
Yeah.
Why is that such an important part of business for you?
So to me, I mean, I'm round Bearwood a lot anyway, personally, regardless. So it's always been interesting watching more of the pop-ups and more the independent stores opening up. So with that interest, I always thought, well, why aren't we utilising it to showcase them as well? So Cody's, we started doing the deli boards originally. That was the first thing we did. So we did cheese night, which was bringing back something we did when we first opened, but we turned it into indie local.
Okay.
Then my first run on the crafty cobs was with Cody as well. So we did the Italian, which was all off his deli stock and produce.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's just been logical to just carry it on as a good way to showcase and spotlight what we do have in Bearwood.
Yeah, definitely. Man, your tapas nights with Tamu are always absolutely rammed.
Yes, they are, yeah.
And they happen regularly. We keep an eye on social to find out when they're happening.
Yeah, they're roughly monthly at the moment, end of the month, last Friday of every month at the moment. So,
it's wonderful. I mean, what does that do for people in the area, do you think? And for people who visit Bearwood as well, just randomly?
Yeah, I think it's been a nice indicator of how surprising it's been that we have this much of like a vibe and a buzz around Bearwood now, because there's been obviously locals, regulars all know it, all enjoy it, but it's when they bring their friends from further afield, or someone's in because they've got a work trip and they happen to be staying over on the Hagley Road or something like that, and watching this face of, we had no idea. We had no idea that all these things were here.
It's this hidden gem, isn't it?
It's brilliant.
Completely. Now, so you've got your wonderful relationship with lots of other independent businesses.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a secret chef yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I like to stick things between bread. That's
Yeah, but come on, there's like sticking things between bread, and then there's a whole new dimension of flavour, and that's what we're about to try.
Yes, indeed.
So Jazz, you're a bit of a secret chef, and you love putting things between bread.
Do indeed.
What have you put between bread for us today?
So I've got a couple of specials on today, but the one I've put together for you is smoked Polish ham, halloumi, rocket, balsamic glaze, and that is 2-day-long slow roast beetroot in honey, chilli and garlic.
Just say all that again. 2 day long, just marinated.
At a time where we have a cost of living crisis, I put my oven on for 2 days.
It's going to be worth it though, I can tell.
Absolutely.
It looks absolutely epic. And I'm desperate and my mouth is salivating, but the ham is locally sourced.
Yep,
yeah.
indeed.
This is the Polish supermarket down the road.
Yep.
And he smoked it extra for you, is that right?
Yeah, so the lot we got was, it was already the broiled and smoked portion, and he was like, that's probably not as smoked as you'd like it. So yeah,
it's amazing.
when it got me a more smoked version.
This is wonderful. And then the halloumi is from the Iranian store across the road.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really, and then the beetroot is from the Caribbean supermarket.
Yeah, just down there, just a couple of units down by me.
It's amazing. And then, right, so before I get stuck in, why a cob? What is a cob? And why is it not a bap or a bun or a bin lid? I was trying to explain to these guys what a bin lid was the other day. They were having none of it.
Because I'm from the Black Country and it's a cob. Right, so after talking about this for many weeks, I've decided that the fundamental difference is a cob's got to be crusty. So a burnt top is a cob. And baker's roll is a cob. Like that kind of
There's
thing
like
that you can whack
crispiness.
between,
Nice.
And you stick everything in and it's still going to hold together. That's a cob.
That's a cob.
Proper cob.
So a bap is soft and floury.
Yeah.
A cob is hard and crusty.
Yeah.
But in a really good way. Rustic. Yeah. I like it. Well, do you know what? I'm going to get stuck in.
Go for it.
This is like a lot of my favourite things all in one place here. There's a little bit of walnut here as well.
Yeah.
Yes. My goodness. This is very... Okay.
Got it.
Yes. This is good. Okay. I'm well excited about this. You ready?
That's joy, that is. That's cold joy.
This beetroot,
It's mad, isn't it?
that is so worth it. That is the best beetroot I've ever tasted. I'm talking with my mouth open and I don't even care.
Frame my electric bill from this month and we'll know what's done it.
That is delicious. So what are we going to be drinking with this then?
So for that, because of the amount of flavours, because you're carrying quite a bit of smoke, you've got a lovely bit of honey, almost a bit of umami with it. I wouldn't go too strong on the hops. I would go with the Czech Pilsner. So I would do that, which is our untapped Czech Pils, and that's probably the perfect balance to something that's got that much high end on flavour.
That's so good. I just got a little bit of pickle in there as well.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, that's so good. So just tell me what that is again.
The beer? The beer is our Czech Pilsner. So it's quite high malted for a Pils, because Czech style is, but it's still nice and crispy, easy drinking. It's not going to take away too much from the flavours in there because that is so high and so intense. But
that's perfect. It just kind of refreshes everything ready for the next bite.
Almost like an active palate cleanser, but with a bit more to it. Yeah.
And on that note, I shall go in for more.
Do it.